What's up guys, this is JK bringing you another Genshin Impact video. Today we will be comparing two free-to-play swords that we can craft in Blacksmith, namely Prototype Rancour and Iron Sting. I do have both swords in level 80 and both are in Refinement 1. Before we go down with the damage comparisons, let us first have a look on each of the items. First with Iron Sting. This is currently on level 80 with a base attack of 449 and it also gives elemental mastery of 151. What this elemental mastery does is it enhances the damage each time our character triggers an elemental reaction. This weapon also provides passive called Infusion Stinger. What it does is each time your character deals an elemental damage, it will increase all your damage by 6% for 6 seconds. This has a maximum stack of 2 and can trigger every 1 second. What this means is if you consistently deal elemental damage, all your damage output would increase by 12% in max stacks. Each time you refine this weapon, the damage bonus will increase by 1.5% and in max refinement, you will be able to get 12% damage increase per stack for a total of 24 in damage increase. Now we go with Prototype Rancour. This is currently on level 80 with a base attack of 497 and it also gives physical damage bonus of 31.5%. This will make your character's normal attack to deal more damage. This weapon also provides passive called Smash Stone. Each time you hit with normal or charge attacks, both your attack and defense will increase by 4% for 6 seconds, which can trigger every 0.3 seconds for a maximum stack of 4. Each time you refine this weapon, the attack and defense percentage bonus is increased by 1%, and in max refinement, you will be able to get 8% per stack for a total of 32% bonus for attack and defense. We will be testing these two weapons with Xingqiu, as he deals elemental damage and can trigger elemental reaction. We should be able to see the difference for increasing attack or elemental mastery. We will be testing using the same sets of artifacts and the only thing that we will change is the weapon. This is Xingqiu's stats when Iron Sting is equipped. We have an attack of 1424 with elemental mastery of 184. With this amount of elemental mastery, we have a damage increase in Vaporize and Melt by 32.4%, while Overload, Superconduct, Electrocharge, Shattered, and Swirl by 77.5%. We do have crit rate on 40% and crit damage of 71.8%. while the hydro damage bonus is 54.8%. When equipped with Rancour, we now have an attack of 1513 which will be increased as we gain stack of weapon passives. Elemental mastery of 34 from our artifacts which increases Vaporize and Melt damage by 6.5%, while Overload, Superconduct, Electrocharge, Shattered, and Swirl by 15.6%. All other stats are the same since we are using the same sets of artifacts. These are my current artifacts. I've been using 2 pieces of Braveheart and the Exile. As you can see, I do not have any 5-star artifacts yet. All of these are 4-star, but they are upgraded to level 16. I have also selected the stats that I would want for each piece. For Circlet, we have critical rate and substat of critical damage. For Goblet, we have hydro damage bonus and substat of crit rate. For Hourglass, we have attack percentage and substat of crit rate. For Feather, we have attack in main stat and substat crit rate and crit damage. And for Flower, we have hit points and substat of attack and attack percentage. Now let's get down to business. We will be testing our damage against level 72 Pyro Regisvine. We have included Lisa in our party to dish out Electro for elemental reaction bonus. This allows us to see not only Xingqiu's elemental damage but also the elemental reaction damage of Electrocharge. In this video, we are using Iron Sting. We can see that the Swords of Rancour damage is 1148 with a crit damage of 1972. There is also this Electrocharge damage of 1814. The damage output is nice considering that the boss only lasted around 30 seconds. Now we go with the damage test of Prototype Rancour. Raincutter Swords is dishing out a damage of 1212 with a crit damage of 2084. Even though the Raincutter Swords damage is a bit higher compared to when using Iron Sting, the Electrocharge damage is lower as we are only getting 1181 because of lower elemental mastery. Now for the next test, this will be against Cryo Regisvine. Instead of Lisa, we are now using Xiangling to trigger Vaporize elemental reaction and to gain elemental resonance Fervent Flames, which reduces the time affected by Cryo by 40% and also increases the attack by 25%. Did you guys see that? We got an impressive 25,964 critical damage from Xingqiu's elemental skill. I think this comes from the elemental reaction Vaporize, whereby having a 184 elemental mastery would result to a Vaporize damage increase by 32.4%. There's also this factor from our Iron Sting passive where our damage is increased by 12%. Now we go with using Prototype Rancour. We are using the same lineup as before. The critical damage of Xingqiu's elemental skill is lower than previous tests, but I think it is still quite high, having a 10k damage output. Same results as before. This weapon provides us a higher Raincutter Swords damage as our attack is increased by 16%. Honestly, I think both weapons are great as you can dish out good amount of damage. You will be able to see a higher damage output when using Iron Sting because Vaporized damage can crit. However, I think that using Prototype Rancour is much easier as you won't need to think about triggering elemental reaction. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you soon.